Sorry, just everything looks so peaceful out here. I thought I wanted to give you guys some time to enjoy the peace and quiet. Happy Sunday, folks. The water's not bad. I would say a very small smidgen cooler than a week ago. Not by much though. Like, I got up out of the water to do that initial woo thing, but that was really for the sake of like, partly to be a little bit funny, but also like first jumping in the water, it definitely catches you by surprise a little bit. But it was manageable. I definitely could handle this. And I'll definitely say this, the weather, much better than a week ago. Like if you remember, last time I did this video, last Sunday's video, it was like really windy. Like, if there's wind, I can barely feel it. Like, it's just like the initial cold air that you would feel on a September morning. And it's actually not even that cold out. It's like 55 right now. And look at the weather behind me. That's pretty good. So, I definitely have a low, a high, and an act of kindness. And my low is quite simply, I wish last night didn't end. That was my low. I wish it didn't end. I will admit though, getting to the actual event I went to last night, it was really just more of, can we please just get on with this day so we can get to the thing I have later? But yeah, so it was kind of a long day, but when I got to the party I was invited to, that was my high. That was all worth it, for sure. So obviously my low was just yesterday being a long day. My high was the party I went to last night. I'll talk about that in a second. And my act of kindness was, I was invited to a party. I brought gifts. Specifically, because basically what happened was, it was a party for 2 people, technically 3 people, but really there were 2 people who were turning 60. And so I made them each a jar of pickles, as well as I brought them each a bottle of wine. Specifically, Bully Hill's Love My Goat. It's one of my all-time favorite wines from one of my all-time favorite places up here on Keuka Lake. I love Bully Hill. I think it's got the best view. I've said this before, Bully Hill's got the best view of Keuka Lake anywhere. And do I have something? Holy cow, I actually got water on my glasses. Crazy. Like my glasses were like away from the splash zone. What happened? It's fine. So, oh, hold on. I've got NFL picks to make. And I forgot the jersey. Hang on. It's a win-win. You guys got to see how pretty the lake is still, and I was able to grab my jersey. Okay. There we go. Now we're cool. Right, I have NFL picks to make. Before I do that, I talk about the party. The party I went to was, again, it was for 3 people, but but really 2 of them were turning 60, and that was like the main event. And we just celebrated the third person's birthday on the side. I mean, again, 60 is a huge milestone. So, yeah, I mean, if I was sharing my birthday with, like, someone else who had, like, a huge milestone birthday, I'm like, you know what? Let them have their moment in the sun. So, total respect on that front. There we go. So, the party was at Pick's. The food, I mean, it's Pick's Pub. The food there is awesome. I had a wonderful time. Can't wait for the next get together. Just awesome. Just an overall great evening. Honestly, like, one of the major highlights of the month of September for me, for sure. Like, seriously, like, whenever I get invited to, like, a party, they always wind up being, like, the best days of the year for me. Then again, growing up, I really didn't get invited to many parties, so now I'm, like, really, like, taking it all in, and it's awesome. But enough about that. Just say the party was wonderful, had a pleasant time, and now it's time to make some NFL picks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 NFL picks to make today. And making this picks number 18 to 31 of the season. So let us begin. The 49ers versus the Vikings. You know, I'll say this. Even though the Vikings did beat the Giants, I really was thoroughly impressed with what they did. But I don't feel as if they're going to be able to replicate that today. Not against the 49ers. So I'm picking the 49ers for this first one. Okay. The Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. Right. So, actually, Minnesota Vikings versus the San Francisco 49ers, picking the San Francisco 49ers. Seattle Seahawks versus New England Patriots. Now, I was also thoroughly impressed with the fact that the Seahawks beat the Denver Broncos last week. But I was even more impressed that the New England Patriots beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, of all teams returning this, well, obviously all the teams returning, but of all the teams this year, the fact that Joe Burrow is back to being healthy and Jamar Chase should still be doing his thing, like, I don't think anyone expected the Patriots to win last week. And to their credit, the Patriots used that to their advantage. As for this week, this is actually a tough pick for me. I think just for the sake of consistency, because here's the thing, like, last week I legit expected the Seahawks to win, and I wasn't expecting the Patriots. So for the sake of consistency, I think I'll go with the Seahawks today. So I'm picking the Seattle Seahawks over the New England Patriots. The New York Giants versus the Washington Commanders. I mean, they're both my NFC East rivals, and they both had pretty horrible losses last week. However, man, I don't know. A part of me really does want to root for the Commanders for this one. Because I forget the stats, but I'm pretty sure the Commanders did better against the Buccaneers than the Giants did against the Vikings. You know what? Whether they were the Commanders or way back to when they were being called that team name, I probably shouldn't say. Even though there really was no reason to change it. In fact, the people who it was supposed to offend are actually mad that they changed it. I don't think I've ever really rooted for the Washington team to win, have I? You know what? I live in the state of New York. Go Giants. I'm picking the New York Giants. The Los Angeles Chargers versus the Carolina Panthers. Oh, that's easy. I'm picking the Chargers. I think they're going to pick up right where they left off last week. The New Orleans Saints versus my Dallas Cowboys. Come on, guys. The Cowboys are at home, and after what they... Like, here's the thing. When I picked the Panthers to win last week, I thought they'd do a little bit better than last year, and the Saints completely dominated them. No one expected my Cowboys to win against the Browns last week. Like, not even remotely. Like, they were already writing off the Cowboys. Not me, though. And after what we did to the Browns, like, for all intents and purposes, the Cleveland Browns should be a better team than the Saints. And we completely decimated the Browns. So, you know what? We're going to decimate the Saints, too. I'm picking the Cowboys. I was already going to pick the Cowboys anyway, but I wanted to explain why that was. The Colts versus the Packers. I know Jordan Love is out for at least this game. But even so, I still believe the Packers to be the better team. Picking the Packers. Cleveland Browns versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both teams lost last week. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't heard a single word about the Jacksonville Jaguars in terms of whether they've gotten better or what anyone's expecting of them. Meanwhile, I've heard nothing but, like, oh, the Browns are going to be so much better this year. Deshaun Watson's going to be healthy and everything. Yeah, after last week, I'm not even remotely impressed. Like, yeah, I know it was my Cowboys that beat them, but any other team that did to the Browns what my Cowboys did last week, I still wouldn't be impressed. I'm picking the Jaguars. Jets versus Titans. You know what? I know I already rooted for the San Francisco 49ers to beat the Jets last week, and I was so happy to be right. But I will give the Jets credit. Aaron Rodgers, he looked pretty good. And even though the Jets got thoroughly thwacked by the 49ers, Jets fans actually do have a lot to look forward to. So I'm going to throw them a bone. I'm picking the New York Jets over the Tennessee Titans. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Detroit Lions. Ooh. A rematch of the NFC divisional round last week. Or was it the wild card? Shoot, I forget. Anyway, definitely an interesting call to make. Baker Mayfield versus Jared Goff. I mean, I know the Lions won last week against a really good Rams team. You know what? Even though I do like Baker Mayfield and that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, I gotta go with what my gut says. And my gut is telling me the Lions are going to take this one. Once again, I think the Lions are going to pick up right where they left off. The Las Vegas Raiders versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens. Listen, both teams lost last week, but the Ravens lost by quite literally 1 inch against the returning Super Bowl champs. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens for this one. The Los Angeles Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. Even though the Rams lost last week to a really good Lions team, the Rams proved they're going to be good this year. I'm picking the Los Angeles Rams. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, listen, again, like, kind of think of both teams from Ohio. All I heard this entire offseason was how much better they're going to be. And after last week, I'm not impressed. And against the returning Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, this is also a no-brainer. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Denver Broncos. Oh, that's easy. Oh, I was thoroughly impressed with the Steelers last week. Broncos, I mean, they lost to the Seahawks. I knew that was going to happen. I expect more of the same. I'm picking the Pittsburgh Steelers. And finally, tonight's game, the Chicago Bears versus the Houston Texans. You know what? I got to give the Bears a lot of credit. I mean, I did expect them to win against the Titans, and they did. So, to Caleb Williams and the rest of the Chicago Bears, to all the Bears fans, I genuinely do feel in my heart of hearts you have something to look forward to. I really do. But there's a reason why C.J. Stroud got Rookie of the Year last year. I'm picking the Houston Texans. So, with all that done, my picks for today are the San Francisco 49ers over the Minnesota Vikings, the Seattle Seahawks over the New England Patriots, the New York Giants over the Washington Commanders, the Los Angeles Chargers over the Carolina Panthers, the Dallas Cowboys over the New Orleans Saints, the Green Bay Packers over the Indianapolis Colts, the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Cleveland Browns, New York Jets over the Titans, Detroit Lions over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baltimore Ravens over the Las Vegas Raiders. Ravens and Raiders, cool. Los Angeles Rams over the Arizona Cardinals, Kansas City Chiefs over the Cincinnati Bengals, Pittsburgh Steelers over the Denver Broncos, and the Houston Texans over the Chicago Bears. And here's what I got down. I put a check mark next to the team I think that's going to win. So feel free to pause the video right here and write down if you want to keep up with me. I'll make sure if anyone's not going to pause, I have enough time for them to write it all down. Okay. So, yeah. I think we're going to be in for some really good football games today. I think it's going to be a pretty good day overall. There's a celebration of life I'm going to for a dear friend of mine's mother later today. I'm really excited for that. And, yeah. I got a really busy day, but for now, I think I'm going to enjoy all of this splendor. It's so beautiful out here, isn't it? Oh gosh, I love being up here. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. I forgot. Did I say happy Sunday? Oh, happy Sunday if I didn't say that already. And remember, if you want to talk, Chambers will be here to lend the always your back. Take care and make good choices. 6-0. Shoot, I forgot to 7 all day, baby.